What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in this week into Behind the Hype for HYP3 SCHOOL with the residency family and residency team here tonight. So what we're trying to do is really enjoy a meal in your residency and in our residency tonight. We're out here in Los Angeles, California in Woodland Hills at the Fleming's location. Great hospitality that they've shown us tonight. And always love sharing a meal with the boys and my brothers right here.
100%.
So tonight, on today's episode, what we're really talking about with Behind the Hype is Shoe Palace and how we really got into Shoe Palace and built up to Shoe Palace.
Totally.
Right? That didn't happen overnight.
Hell
It took us a couple years, but there's some funny stories behind it and really giving the insight to the people, right? Like how we went about that. So Zach, talk to them a little bit, right? Like, how did Shoe Palace come up and how did we build up to that? Because then it went into design,
For
the numbers, the logistics, all of that.
Well, I think before you even get to Shoe Palace, I mean, obviously it's the Trent Williams situation, right? How we, I pretty much was in Trent's DM. I pretty much was in Trent's DM for like 2 years, for sure. Finally, obviously Trent responded. We got a good relationship going with that, and he's been a huge partner with it. But essentially, I mean, this deal basically happens at Trent's house.
Yeah.
The owners from Shoe Palace pulled up. I'll never forget. I mean, I never seen so many Ferraris outside. Saying back to back to back.
You signed them up?
No, I didn't. I couldn't even fit in one. I can't fit in one. I don't. Nah, but they came to Trent's house. We chopped it up, and it's one of those situations where people get you in the rooms and they do their part, and it's like, okay, hey, look, I'm already rich. Like, you gotta do your thing. I gave you an opportunity. Let's see what you got. So they came over. I mean, it was really relaxed. I don't want to say Trent put me on the spot, but it pretty much was on the spot cold call. Really right there in this kitchen table, they start talking about product design, basically what could they order right at once. I mean, the deal was pretty much done. They just kind of wanted to talk to me and see kind of, how I was going to deliver on it. So that was my little 30-second moment.
And before getting into that, right, like you have to take advantage of those moments, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And on the spot. But how even get in the room? We always talk about rooms and be in the room and in that room, right? We have the blessing to be in this room tonight.
Well,
how do you get in that room?
Okay, so back, obviously, Trent was the first step. But then once we met Trent, I came up with the idea of talking to him about actually having a brick and mortar location.
Yeah.
And he thought, okay, well, hey, before we even do a brick and mortar location, how do we, kind of look into where we can get into retailers before we open our own store?
Yep.
And so, long story short, he knew the owners. They live right around the corner from him. The Shoe Palace warehouse is right around the corner from his house. And so essentially it was like, look, before we even open up our own residency store, here's a connect where we can get into a huge brick and mortar location. They got hundreds of stores nationwide. It was kind of like a perfect fit.
Yeah.
Obviously the owners of Shoe Palace being 49er fans, and having that relationship. So it was almost like, hey, we joke around residency without a residency, right? Right? Like we have this brand, but we technically don't have a brick and mortar store. So I think in a lot of ways, it was just part of getting in that room was pitching the Trent that, hey, we wanted to have a brick and mortar store, but we almost needed a test market first. And what better test market than Shoe Palace?
Yeah, and Shoe Palace honestly has been an awesome partner.
Yeah.
Right? And it's still a continuing collaboration and partnership. Andrew, from your point of view, right? Like, what did you really see with Shoe Palace, and what work did you really have to put into that?
I mean, first of all, Shoe Palace, just being a blessing, just having a spotlight on us and even taking that risk on us is just truly a blessing and surprise, and just so happy that it worked out. And shout out to Shoe Palace once again for believing in it. But the main effort, is just making those Shoe Palace exclusives, right? Going ahead and really making sure that this partnership is a back and forth and what we can really attribute to them and give them those special opportunities for only their special customers that come into their stores to actually, obtain them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really what the main focus was when breaking this deal, and just what we can do to mystique and really bring in those customers.
Yeah.
The loyalty.
Making it a destination.
Yeah, and I think what's important, man, is like understanding professionalism, right?
Yeah.
Like before you even walk into that room or get cold called or be put on the spot, it's being ready from a professional standpoint. Did we have a deck ready? We did.
We did.
We make a beautiful deck with all the logos and what the numbers could be.
Just that moment.
But it was in the moment already being ready and prepared on the spot. And I think that's so important, right? Like, no matter if it's being in a boardroom where you present something or it's on the spot, on the couch, cold.
Totally. Trent called him over. He got me in the room, but I still had to close him.
Yeah.
Part of the close was actually showing them, hey, Shoe Palace, they've been around for so long. They have products that already have that hype. They're selling Jordans, they're selling Yeezys, they're selling all these different brands. So part of the pitch was showing them how we create the hype. You know, whereas they're selling a product that already has the hype,
Yep.
we're the product that is creating the hype. You know, we're the brand. I mean, obviously, you know, not yet on the level of a Jordan or a Nike or whatever, but at the same time, you know, we still have our customer fan base that is true to us. So it's almost like, hey, how can we come up with a collaborative product to bring customers to your store? The other point is, too, I think they brought up a great point. A lot of customers are impulse buyers.
Yeah.
They're buying stuff last minute. You know, they putting an outfit together for.
Gotta match your fit from the first episode.
100%. Right. You're putting together an outfit for the nightclub.
Yep.
Or, you know, from a football standpoint, very emotional. People are buying hats from week to week, depending on if people win.
100%.
Oh, hey, we won last week. Hey, I'm gonna buy an outfit for next week's game. So it's just tough to do from an online standpoint, especially for a new company where people can't feel and touch. So that's what the Shoe Palace in my mind provides. You can pull up, you know, you're a credible brand, you know the company. You know, you may not know Residency, but you damn sure know Shoe Palace.
Yep.
You put an outfit together for the night. You matching shoes with hats and fits. And then, hey, I don't have to wait for a package to come into the mail.
Yeah.
I can pull up to, you know, Valley Fair Mall and walk in and grab me an outfit and put something together last minute.
Yeah, I think
So for me, that was it.
super important, right? In that professionalism.
Yeah.
Making sure things are boxed the same way. Thank you, Ricardo. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, G.
Thank you. Cheers. Thanks so much. Well, guys, a quick cheers before we keep it going.
It's a celebration, fellas. Salud.
Cheers. Cheers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Cheers, man.
Cheers. Cheers.
Wouldn't be here without you.
And I think, you know, you have vision. A lot of this stuff maybe comes natural to, you know, people like you, but some people, they literally need to see that hat on the shelf next to a pair of shoes, next to, you know, they can't really put that outfit together. Maybe you can, but, you know, most people, they got to actually see it and really say, okay, I get how it's going to look, or this is how I'm going to, you know. So
yeah, and I think just with the professionalism piece, what's also really important, right, is Shoe Palace has deliverables. Right?
Totally.
You have to make it in a certain window, product quality, right? Or, you know, what is your overall quality control?
Even the packing slip, just to send it to them.
The packing slips,
Yeah.
right? But having all these documents in place early, right? Versus scrambling to try and get it done and not being ready for these moments, right? There are those cold call moments on the couch, but when a brand calls on you,
100%.
and says, hey, we're ready to bring you on, you got to be ready,
100%.
right? And Shoe Palace was one of those first, right, for us
Totally.
on a large scale,
Yep.
right? And obviously great for us, right, in every single way.
And I think the key thing, once we got the deal, we're still trying to cultivate it.
Yeah.
You know, for instance, like literally 2 weeks ago, I'm just emailing the buyer saying, hey, look, we're in Dolphin Stadium. How can we, I mean, obviously, you know, you called us because of San Fran, but Shoe Palace is nationwide.
Yeah.
How can we expand this partnership? How can we continue to grow, you know? Not just being happy with the deal, but expanding the deal once you get it. You know, we even took a trip up there,
Yeah.
getting the behind the scenes, getting to know the customer, because all that information is going to make you a better partner.
And constantly doing our homework, right? Versus we had a great opportunity, obviously, where Zach and I got to go up to
Yep.
the Shoe Palace headquarters and get an awesome tour from the team there. Shout out to Shoe Palace and the headquarters
Yeah,
there.
Jason Dooley, took us around.
Yep.
Sir.
Which was absolutely awesome, right? And shout out to our videographer for really capturing those moments and really sharing that.
Yep.
But then it's understanding, like, what do you do with it? We went and did our homework.
Yeah.
We went to Shoe Palace
Right.
beforehand, went into the store, talked to the associate.
And then the other thing too, you know, I always say this, man, even if you're a small fry, you know, how do you come off big? How do you come off enormous? Right? So the 49ers that have gone to Shoe Palace wearing our hat. You know, Brock Purdy was just there literally 2 weeks ago wearing our hat. Right? So like, even though I may have not done a deal with you, or I may not be whatever on the same level as you, I'm just starting out. You know, Shoe Palace, you've been around over 30 years.
Yeah.
But I'm still making a presence.
Thanks so much. No, come on in.
Come on in, bro. Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Definitely. I'm still making a presence.
Yeah.
You know, you're seeing Trey Lance pull up in hats and Purdy, and you know, you met me at Trent's house. You know, you have these type of close-knit circles, and I'm in those rooms.
Yeah.
Maybe not at the level that you are because you've been around longer, but I'm knocking at the door.
Yeah, let's talk about rooms.
Yeah.
Right, rooms is always an important conversation. I think it means so many different things.
Yeah, it does.
Right, it's physical rooms. It's are you allowed in this circle, whatever
Yeah.
it is. But let's talk about rooms.
So,
right? And let's break.
I mean,
down.
the cool thing about the rooms that we try to get in is, even if we're not in the room, the hat is in the room.
Yeah.
So, like, I might not physically be there, y'all might not physically be there, but as long as the hat is there, technically we there. You know, I make goals every year of people I want to target or people I want to get in the hats. And maybe I can't really get them the hat, but as long as the hat is in the room and they saw the hat, then technically I'm in that same room.
That's subliminal message.
Right. Like we got, you know, I want Jay-Z in that hat, but I got Swiss Beats in that hat and Jay-Z's looking at Swiss Beats in that hat. So I'm not, you know, maybe I'm one step away or two people away, but I'm still in that room. And they don't even know I'm in that room. You know what I mean? That's the full circleness of what we try to do.
Yeah. What do you guys want to see continue to grow, Andrew? Like with Shoe Palace, right? Like, but what do you want to see happen with that, or even with retailers as a whole?
You know, like I just want to keep building those relationships and continuing to grow and having those exclusives for, you know, whether it's a mom and pops or it's a global company, you know?
Yeah.
I want to continue to establish what we are as residency in that genuine moment where no matter who you are or where you come from, like we are going to have an exclusive for you and we want to maintain that relationship with the customer.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the mom and pop thing is cool that you said, right? Like it's that small fry mentality, right? Like no matter if you're a multi-billion-dollar company or you're the small fry mom and pop, we have a spot for you, right? And we want to be that, right? We want to grow to that multi-million, multi-billion, and continue in this game. But I think that takes time and not really just shooing anyone off. And
Not at all.
I hope that's what we've done a good job.
And we try to do it not only from a customer standpoint, a wholesale standpoint, but also from a product standpoint for the people that's in our products.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about some of the people that wear our hats. You know, we literally been there from day one.
Yeah, no,
I mean, I don't know if it's their lucky hat, but as much as they wear it, you know, you would almost assume that it's their lucky hat.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I pride myself on. Like
Being
it's
in those life moments. Life moments, right?
Right.
Whether it was getting married,
Signing a $100 million contract.
$100 million deal. Right, and that's really representing your residency and representing your city that you're thankful for also, right? As that $100 million person.
Yeah.
You're thankful for the people in that city that, you know, give you your job, right? And give you your passion.
Huge moment.
Exactly.
I mean, anybody getting that kind of contract, they work for it.
Yeah.
And so
Let's enjoy the meal, our appetizer, entree's about to come, but honestly guys, remember, cheers.
Let's go. Cheers, Papa. Appreciate y'all, boys.
Medium well too? That one says.
Yeah, you got New York
Thank you.
strip.
New York for you, huh?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Hey man, you got something to eat up in there? We hungry.
I love me some lemon.
Who you telling? I mean, that's the thing about this place.
This one or Santa Clara?
I mean, either way, you can't go wrong. It's that consistency. You know, it's always, no matter where you go, it's always on point. And like, that's the thing with brands. People don't understand, like, being consistent.
Yeah.
So, okay, you DM Trent for 2 years. Perfect. You get your opportunity. Now, what you gonna do with your moment? So, first of all, I'm gonna bring you into my world. Yeah, I could do a FaceTime or a Zoom call or some of that bullshit. But no, I'm gonna come to Houston, you know, pull up on you. You know, I want you to see the type car I pull up in. I want you to come into my world. You know, I want to dap you up and come into your environment. See
And show I'm serious.
Totally. Number one, I'm serious because I came on a drop of a dime.
Yep.
But then also, I want you to bring you in my world so you get comfortable with me, and now we can really have a real active partnership relationship.
Yeah, where do you rank consistency in terms
Oh,
of
that's huge, man. Like I tell you, I tell people all the time.
It's number one.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Even if I told you what I was doing, if you're not consistent with it, you're gonna fall off.
Yeah.
And if I'm somebody like Trent or a celebrity or a football player, okay, you got me. Now what are you gonna do to keep me? You know, at the end of the day, you always want to be the person that's working hard. You never want them to feel like, hey, I gave you an opportunity, and now I'm working harder than you, and I gave you the opportunity. Right?
I think a lot of people talk about hard work, but it's also about working smart, right? Like understanding how to work. Like we all work very hard. And people work hard, right? They work a lot of hours. We work a lot of hours, a lot of travel, all of that.
But if you're not working efficiently.
Correct.
Looks great. Is there anything else I can get for you?
Ricardo, everything is perfect.
For sure, bro.
Thank you so much.
How that cherry?
Thank you.
Thank you, Ricardo. Right, it's you still have to work smart.
Totally.
right? And stepping back. And that's what I was saying in the first episode about you, right? Like you came in, it's like, why are we doing this? Let's talk about this. How can we make this better? Right? And that's just becoming more efficient.
Yeah, I think the best way to put it is like, how do we keep the same sprint, but take a step back and make sure we're walking to that sprint? You know what I mean? You don't want to go into something not stretching and being ready for the runs. You want to make sure that you're ready to go. So you stretch, you get prepared, and then once you're ready to make that stride, you make it happen.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, and I think we talk about preparation, right? Like as one of the lessons for hype school. Like one of the lessons really is like, people don't know the amount of calls we're on.
Not at all.
Right, with each other, our text trail, our chopping it up, our
Communication.
like constant communication, right? Like I remember Zach and I would joke in the very beginning. It's like, damn, like we talk more to each other than our own wives.
Hell
right?
yeah.
Like, and that takes commitment, right, and consistency.
Good thing your name was Angelo instead of Angela.
Exactly.
I might have had a problem as much as you called me. Yeah, bro. And I think people want to see that consistency too. Like I said, I gave you the opportunity. Now what you gonna do with it?
Yep.
And now I gave you a chance. Now you fell off. Now you don't call me no more. Now you don't do your part. I think also too the surprise factor. You know, always kind of surprising them that look, coming through, and then hey, I'm still doing my homework.
Yeah.
You know, you got me in a room, but I'm gonna do everything in my part to totally maximize the opportunity.
Yeah, if I had to sum up this episode tonight, right? Like I really feel consistency, professionalism, organization, and just hard damn work. Right?
Totally.
You gotta work. Now smart, right?
100%.
With efficient processes, but you've gotta work. Right? You gotta outwork.
And I think too with the consistency is bringing something to the table. You know, anytime somebody's giving you an opportunity, and if you're not bringing anything to the table, they've got to come up with the ideas. They've got to do the work. They got to get you in the room. I mean, it's like, damn, even if they want to help you, you're just making it so hard for them to help you because you're not doing your part. So I always try to almost make it like refreshing. Like all I really need you to do is wear my hat. Right. Or all I really need you to do is just give me an opportunity. Once I'm there, the rest is on me, and I own that.
Yeah.
But it's not, you know, you're the celebrity. It's not my job it's not your job to do the work. You've already done the work. Yeah. And I'm trying to bring something to the table so you keep wanting to keep me and get in those rooms. I mean, for me, that's the biggest piece.
Right, and then just double downing, right? And everything that we do is to your point. Yeah, now that you got the celebrity in the hat.
Yeah.
How do we do the email blast? How do we do the Instagram posts? How do we do the ads consistently?
Totally. And they trust me, they watching. 100%. They see all of that.
Like you said the first episode, they were watching.
100%. Yeah, I mean, literally, they came to Vegas about Super Bowl weekend. Was it Super Bowl weekend or was it
Pro Bowl weekend?
Pro Bowl weekend, they came to Vegas. And literally, I mean, you saw what I did. You know, park the van, park the cars right in front of the club. Like, I know you going to Dre's. I know you're in Vegas. I know you listen to hip hop. There's no, where else would you go, right? Y'all know that. So hey,
going to Dre's.
So I want you to see me working. I'm not only trying to put football people in hats, I'm trying to put lifestyle people, right? People in nightclubs, people that maybe they don't even care about sports. But to the point, it's just like that shock factor, like, you the celebrity, but I ain't gonna let you outwork me if it's my company, right? It just doesn't make sense. You gave me an opportunity, you've done enough.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about the food, boys. What do you think? Let's talk a little bit about what we got.
Man, I got this New York strip. It's about gone, but this is what I always get. A little mac and cheese. He tried to upsell me on some lobster. I didn't go for it. But we got some baked potato. Like I said, man, y'all see it.
Fleming's always does come through. Thanks for hanging with us tonight, guys, on this episode of Hype School. We hope you took some really good lessons that you can take into your own business and into your everyday life. Make sure to tune in into the next episode as we visit with Predator and our overall Acer collaboration.
Yeah, tune in. Like I said, next episode will be behind the scenes of how we were able to capitalize on the Acer gaming and essentially open up our own residency gaming channel. Tune in.
Cheers. Good night.